Okay, I just wanted to make an extra video on what to do if your partner or someone you want to be with, or someone you're in relationship is in, or your family member or your best friend, when they, especially we're talking about partners like romantic partners or your life partners, what to do. I just want to make a quick video of what to do when your partner is an avoidant. The dynamic of avoidant and anxious attachment. If you want to be educated more about avoidant and anxious attachment, then I'll put some resource in the description. But generally, avoidant attachment style, if someone has that, then they they usually pull away because they fear closeness. And it's just a really simple, I mean, I'm not a psychologist or anything, I'm not an expert, so it's just a simple description. So just so you have an idea. And so-called, we say runner, they are avoidant. They have a hard time opening up or being vulnerable to someone or get close to someone emotionally or sometimes physically. And anxious, if someone has anxious attachment, they're the opposite. They want to be close. They want to be in contact. It has a lot to do with their trauma or their pain from their caregivers. I used to be an anxious person in the relationship, but so I want to tell you what to do if your partner is an avoidant, I guess, has an avoidant attachment style, because a lot of anxious people I'm not saying a lot of avoidant people with avoidant attachment, they have a hard time too, but it's usually because I know that from the experience, it's usually the person who is anxious who are more likely to watch this video because they want to work on their anxiety because it's really painful. Not that avoidant attachment is not painful, but it's just generally that way. But anyway, what to do is, you heard this a lot, you have to focus on yourself actually, and you have to let go. You really have to let go. And when it's really hard if you have been having that anxious attachment style, because I know what it feels like. It feels like you're drowning, not because you're actually drowning, but you're experiencing your past trauma when your caregiver was not there when you needed. So if you're a baby and if your caregiver is not giving you attention, actually babies experience like death-like experience. It's like life-threatening for them. So you're just re-experiencing that because when your partner pulls away, or your partner stops talking, or your partner walks away, or even when you break up, when your partner breaks up with you, you start experiencing the drowning experience because your nervous system remembers when you had that experience when you're a baby. Isn't that incredible? They do so, your nervous system does so they can protect you. But at the same time, you feel this extreme anxiety, sadness, or what if that person breaks up with me? But when you worry about that, or when you focus on that, the other person actually pulls away even more because of the energy that you send out to that person. So when that happens, I just want you to pause for a second. Like, before you send out angry messages, or before you screams and cries, or before you calls the person, I just want you to pause for a second. It's extremely hard. It's like your skin is like tearing off. I know that. Like, it's extremely hard, but you have to do this. And you can do this. You feel like you cannot do it, but you can. And so how do we go through that? You really start looking at your soul. When you start having that anxiousness and everything, you start thinking about that person, and what if that person pulls away and then goes away? What if that person disappears? What if, because you cannot let go of the things about that person, the actual human person, that like things about them or things you like about them, and your history and your memory and your everything. But when person with avoidant attachment style, when they pull away, usually they come back. I want to tell you that. It's from my experience. Usually they come back. They don't. It's rarely that they break up with you. They just need time. Just so you just have to give them space. But when you give them space, you will probably experience this drowning moment. When that happens, focus on your soul. Do not focus on your body. Do not focus on your thoughts. Do not focus on your it's actually coming from like anxious spiritualism. I've watched a lot of documentary about this, and then I'm about to read a book about it. But when you focus on your body and your thoughts, you keep having this drowning experience, but you really have to focus on your soul so you can actually be like above of your body and your thoughts. So when you focus on what does that mean to focus on your soul? That means you actually try to hear your heart, listen to your heart. What your heart says is not, you think, your body thinks that what your heart wants is them. You want to be with them. You want them to love you. You want them to give you attention. That's your body thinking. That's not real you. Real you is here in your heart. So what your heart wants is actually what your caregiver did not give you when you are in pain. So if you really want to discover what your heart desires, what your heart wants, so you can focus on yourself when someone pulls away, so you can start this journey of getting out of anxious attachment style. I'm not a therapist, by the way. So I'm not an expert. So if your symptoms are extreme, please go find counselors or therapists or experts. But if you want to discover what your heart says, and if you want to focus on your soul, if you want to actually see what your soul says, what your heart wants, so you can focus on that, so you can be more grounded, and you can give your partner some space, then join my Facebook group. It's called, it's www.facebook.com/we.r.heart.followers. So the link is in the description, so you can just click on it. Yes, so join my Facebook group, and then I'll help you discover your heart, not your body, not your mind. So you can give some space to your partner and yourself. Oh, and if you really love this video, please subscribe my video and like.